Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
We discussed about the biosynthetic phase in the previous period. And in the biosynthetic, we even call it as dark phase or dark reaction. And I told you why it got the name dark reaction. And now what is the reason why this phase or this stage of photosynthesis has got the name dark reaction?
This phase does not depend on the light, but depends on the products of light. Like
Light in the reaction, presence of light is not necessary for the reaction to take place. That is why you call it as a dark reaction. And I told you that it can take place, the assimilation of carbon dioxide can take place in two ways. One is by C4 pathway, the other one is by C3 pathway. How are these two pathways different, Sania? What is the main difference between C3 and C4 pathway?
One it will be 3.
One, which one?
In the C3 pathway, it will be 3 PGA.
Huh.
And in other one, it's the oxalated acid form.
It is the means what is that compound? What is the significance of the compound which you're saying now?
It's a fixed reaction, a fixed product of the reaction.
Stable product obtained by the fixation of carbon dioxide is the main points you should not miss out is PGA. In which one?
3 carbon.
3 carbon. C pathway. And in C pathway?
It's oxalated acid.
Oxaloacetic acid. How much we covered, Sania, last period? Just one cycle. Oxaloacetic acid. And am I just saying all these points just once? How many times repeating until you keep on or until you understand and you ask me to repeat again and again? I'm doing it. So you have to note down the points. You cannot simply come sit just like you're watching a movie. Last period also I told, I asked you to check the textbook. Many were not having the textbook with them. Neither the textbook nor a writing part. Then how are you going to learn this? And in between, I can ask you to lift and show me the book in which you are writing down. And this is not the response I expect from you. If you are not responding properly, then accordingly, I will have to take the action. And a few of them, they have turned their videos on. What is the reason? Here afterwards, if your videos are off, before the class, I should get an explanation, then you are permitted. Other than that, I won't allow, I'll remove, I'll put you in the waiting room. When you have decided, when you have made up your mind to turn the videos on, join the class. Naureen, are you there? Naureen, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I have network issues.
Here afterwards, please do inform me. Nia, the same reason she is going to tell. I know you might have connectivity issues, but before joining the class, you just call me or message me. Or after joining the Zoom meeting, you can use your chat box and message me. Okay, without that, I won't permit you. I'll put you in the waiting room. Okay, next we'll see Calvin cycle I had already told. And if I ask you to summarize, I know another half an hour I'll waste for that. Can you tell me the main steps? I'm not asking you to explain in detail. Meenakshi, tell me the 3 main steps involved in Calvin cycle. Louder.
Carboxylation,
Reduction,
reduction,
Reduction
regeneration.
and regeneration. What is regenerated, Steffi? What is getting regenerated?
The formation of glucose with 380.
Did you hear my question? Carboxylation takes place, the reduction is carried out, then something is getting regenerated for the continuity of the process. Which molecule is getting regenerated, again generated? The molecule with which we started the Calvin cycle. Which molecule is getting regenerated?
Carbon. Glucose.
Glucose is a product, it is not getting regenerated. If see, we say Calvin cycle because a cyclic process is going on. If it has to continue in the form of a cycle, the product or the molecule with which we started the process should be formed, should be regenerated towards the end. Only then it can keep on going in a cyclic manner. Who can?
PGA molecule.
Louder.
PGA molecule.
That is a product formed by carboxylation. So neither carboxylation nor regeneration. Anyways, Gayatri,
RUBP.
RUBP. Steffi, with RUBP, we started the process. Carbon dioxide molecule is accepted. The primary acceptor of carbon dioxide molecule is RUBP. Then, as you said, the product is formed PGA. Two molecules of 3 PGA are formed. Then it got reduced to triose phosphate. From there, it formed glucose molecule. Then again, the remaining carbon atoms are used up in making. I told only one carbon will be used for the synthesis of glucose molecule. Remaining carbon atoms will go for regenerating ribulose bisphosphate or RUBP so that the process can get continued. Clear? You want to see Calvin cycle once again? See, if I'm asking something, I should get a response. Do you
Yes.
want to see it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So quickly we will summarize it. Only the main steps. Okay, I'm not going into other details, just the main steps we'll see. As I told you, there are 3 steps: carboxylation, reduction, regeneration. So carboxylation is the most important step. And in this stage, RUBP gets carboxylated. It will combine with carbon dioxide in presence of the enzyme RUBP carboxylase. So I told you about this particular enzyme. It is having it can bind both with oxygen and carbon dioxide, and it can act as an oxygenase enzyme as well as carboxylase enzyme depending upon the relative concentration of carbon dioxide and oxygen molecules. RUBP is a 5-carbon ketose sugar, and this will accept carbon dioxide. To begin with, the primary acceptor of carbon dioxide is RUBP. And then what do we get? PGA. In the beginning, a 6-carbon compound will be formed, but it is highly unstable. So the 6-carbon compound will break down into 2 molecules. In the textbook diagram as well as here, the 2 molecules, it's not mentioned. So 2 molecules of 3 PGA are formed, and then this 3 PGA molecule, each of them will get reduced to form sugar or sucrose molecule. So for that, 2 molecules of ATP. In the figure, it is shown 1 ATP, 1 NADPH, because that is for 1 PGA molecule, but actually 2 PGA molecules are formed. So 2 ATP and 2 NADPH will be utilized, and it gets reduced and form triose phosphate, but only 1 carbon atom will be used up or will be set aside or kept aside for the formation of glucose molecule. Remaining will go in for regenerating RUBP so that the process can keep continued without any break in between. Then the last step, this I already told you about reduction. And since only when each carbon dioxide molecule is entering the Calvin cycle, per cycle, 1 carbon dioxide molecule is involved. So from that only, as the process goes on, as the process keeps on going on, only 1 carbon atom is kept aside for the formation of glucose molecule. But each glucose molecule is having 6 carbon atoms. So we need the cycle, 6 turns of the cycle and 6 carbon dioxide molecules for the synthesis or for the formation of 1 glucose molecule. I'll repeat once again. As a result of each turn of cycle, only 1 carbon will be used for synthesizing glucose molecule. But glucose, you know, it is C6H12O6. So 6 carbon atoms are needed. So for that, since only 1 carbon is involved in the formation of glucose molecule released from each cycle, we need 6 turns of the cycle and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. And regeneration of RUBP is also very essential. Only then it can continue in a cyclic manner. So all these points we have covered. Now the final point, the final slide showing the number of molecules being used up and released out. We need 6 turns of cycle. So this shows how many carbon dioxide molecules, how many ATP and NADPH are utilized in synthesizing one glucose molecule, not in one Calvin cycle, but total how many molecules of carbon dioxide, ATP and NADPH are utilized in synthesizing just one glucose molecule. We need 6 turns of Calvin cycle. So in each cycle, only one carbon dioxide is entering. So 6 turns of cycle means 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. Okay. And in each cycle, we need 3 ATP molecule. So 6 cycles, 6 into 3, 18. And NADPH per cycle, 2 NADPH are utilized. So 6 cycles, 6 into 2, 12 NADPH. And the 6 carbon dioxide molecules will be utilized to synthesize one glucose molecule. Once 8 ATP are broken down, we get 18 ADP. Adenosine triphosphate will get converted to adenosine diphosphate. And 12 molecules of NADPH will get converted to 12 molecules of NADP. Hydrogen is being used up. Okay. Any doubt, Steffi?
No, ma'am.
Moving on to C4 pathway. So once again, the main difference between C3 and C4 pathways are that in C3 pathway, the first stable product of carbon dioxide fixation is a 3-carbon compound, which is PGA, 3-phosphoglycerate. But here, the first stable compound formed as a result of carbon dioxide fixation is a 4-carbon compound, oxaloacetic acid or OAA. Now, more about C4 pathway, we even call it as Hatch-and-Slack pathway. It is present in plants which are adapted to dry tropical regions. So some plants, so in the beginning when I gave you the introduction about this, so some of the plants, they follow C4 pathway, whereas some C3 pathway. But in all plants, you can find C3 pathway. And the plants which are found in dry tropical regions, they carry out C4 pathway for fixing carbon dioxide. They also use C3 pathway. So C3 pathway will be found in all plants, but it's C4 found in certain plants. Okay, those plants which are carrying out C4 pathway, they will also follow C3 pathway. That is why I told C3 pathway is found in all plants. And what is special about C4 plants, or what is C4 pathway? And in C4 plants or plants which are carrying out C4 pathway, they have a special type of cells. You call them as bundle sheath cells. Now, what are these bundle sheath cells? These are some large cells, and these large cells will be surrounding the vascular bundle. What do you mean by vascular bundle, Meenakshi? What forms vascular bundles in plants? Vascular, related to our vascular system. And tell me, in plants, the vascular bundles are formed by you. People are in class 11, children. You have started learning this from class 9. Who can tell me what forms the vascular bundles? None of you? Very good.
Xylem and phloem.
Yes, Mandara?
Xylem and phloem.
And phloem. Why do you call it as vascular bundles? They help in transport. See, in your body, vascular system is made up of blood vessels, blood, heart, etc. Circulatory system, which help in the transport of different substances to and fro. So similarly, in plants, the transport of water, food, all these are carried out by vascular bundles. So xylem and phloem form the vascular bundles in plants. So around the vascular bundles, some large cells are present. So surrounding the vascular bundles, some large cells are present. What do you call these large cells? Bundle sheath cells. And such an arrangement. So this bundle sheath cells are not found in all plants. So those plants which have such an arrangement, what arrangement? Large cells around the vascular bundles known as bundle sheath cells. When such an arrangement is there, you call that anatomy, that internal structure is Kranz anatomy. The word Kranz means wreath. You know, you have seen wreath where flowers or leaves are arranged in a circular pattern. Yes. Similarly, here these large cells are also arranged around the vascular bundles, just like a wreath pattern, just like the flowers and leaves are arranged in a circular pattern in a wreath. Similarly, around the vascular bundles, you can see the arrangement of bundle sheath cells. So you call this type of anatomy as Kranz anatomy. Kranz means wreath. Okay, so that is a unique feature found in C4 plants. Once again, I'll repeat the points. You find this pathway in plants found in dry tropical regions. And they also use, so along with C4 pathway in the biosynthetic phase, they even use C3 pathways. And what is unique when compared to C3 plants? What do they have additional? They have bundle sheath cells. What are bundle sheath cells? These are large cells. Where do you find them? Surrounding the vascular bundles. And such an anatomy you call as Kranz anatomy. Why do you call it Kranz anatomy? The word meaning of Kranz is wreath, where flowers are arranged in a circular manner, a circular pattern. So similar is the arrangement of these bundle sheath cells around the vascular bundle. So that is the reason we call it as Kranz anatomy. For 2 marks, 1 marks and all, it can be asked. The bundle sheath cells, they are forming several layers. As I told you, they form layers around the vascular bundle, just like a wreath. Just like the arrangement of flowers in a wreath, here also you can find several layers of bundle sheath cells around the vascular bundles. Okay, so remember vascular bundle and bundle sheath. So where are bundle sheath cells found? So it just related like this. Sheath for bundle. Sheath means something which cover. So bundle, vascular bundles are sheathed by certain type of cells. So you call it as bundle sheath cells. So relate it like that. So you will not get confused. Where are they found or surrounding which structure these are found. So bundle sheath covering, protecting or forming a covering layer around the vascular bundle. Clear? And why do you call it as Kranz anatomy? That is explained in the sentence. Because it forms several layers around the vascular bundle. They have large number of chloroplasts. So what are the unique features of bundle sheath cells? So the first point, they have plenty of chloroplasts, large number of chloroplasts. They are provided with thick walls and impervious or impermeable to the exchange of gases. So they are impermeable or impervious to gaseous exchange, and there are no gap in between the cells. So cells are very closely packed without any intercellular spaces. So once again, I'll repeat the different points, different features of bundle sheath cells. First point, they have large number of chloroplasts. They are having thick walls around it. Impermeable or impervious gases cannot be exchanged through these cells, and they lack intercellular spaces. Okay? Clear? Any doubt? Any doubt? See, when you are reading a paragraph, as you are reading, as you are revising, you keep on framing questions by yourself and try to answer. After reading a paragraph, keep on asking questions. So then you will not forget, each and every line will be thorough. So here also, see, as I told you, what are bundle sheath cells? Where are they found? Why do you call it as Kranz anatomy? What type of arrangement is found? What are the unique features? So you keep on asking questions, and if possible, you can write with a pencil on the side of the textbook. So n number of questions. Don't think that it is internal assessment, but those who are writing entrance, you should be thorough with each and every line given in your textbook. So only if you learn, because in 11th standard, they have covered almost all the topics under biology. It is a vast syllabus. When you compare with 12th standard, in 12th standard, they have limited to certain areas: reproduction, genetics, biotechnology, ecology. Finished. Only those areas are touched in +2. But here, human physiology, animal physiology, plant physiology, so many areas are covered. So once you're thorough with all these, you will get a strong base for your higher studies if you want to go in the field of biology. So please don't skip anything. Make it a habit to read your daily lesson. This from day one, I'm saying. If you can check the first video recorded, there I have told all these. And I also told you that I won't be repeating the same thing every now and then, but I do keep repeating. That is different thing. Okay, these are the different points, different features of bundle sheath cells. Hope you don't have any doubts, and proceeding to the next slide. So as you know, the primary. So what we said is the first stable compound is in 4-carbon compound. The first stable compound formed upon fixation of carbon dioxide is a 4-carbon atom. But here what they have mentioned is the primary carbon dioxide acceptor. The primary carbon dioxide acceptor is a 3-carbon molecule, PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. So we learned about PGA, OAA, RUBP, then RUBI, Rubisco, RUBP, OAA, PGA. You should know where, in which context we learned. What is the significance of each? So here we are learning a new term, phosphoenol pyruvate, which is abbreviated as PEP. Now, children, whenever you learn something, when you learn a new point, always compare with what you learned earlier. See, when we learned about C3 pathway, which is a primary carbon dioxide acceptor, here it is PEP. But which was, or which molecule was the primary carbon dioxide acceptor in C3 pathway? Let me see how many of you were attentive.
RUPP.
RUBP. So RUBP, how many carbon atoms, Gayatri?
3 carbon atoms.
How many?
3 carbon atoms.
RUBP. Think and tell me. And I told you, scientists were in search of a 2-carbon compound. And later,
5 carbon atoms.
Carbon compound. So that is a 5-carbon compound, and you call it as RUBP. But here the primary carbon dioxide acceptor is a 3-carbon molecule, and you call it as PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. I also keep repeating all these new terms again and again. If you have your notes, please do write it down once or twice. When I'm saying you write down, you're learning. Okay, please do write. I know everything is there in the textbook. You're getting the printed notes, and some might be taking the screenshot also. But still, once you write, it will be better to improve your memory skills. The primary carbon dioxide acceptor is a 3-carbon molecule, phosphoenol pyruvate. And where is it present? It is present in the mesophyll cells. Phosphoenol pyruvate is present in the mesophyll cell. Mesophyll cell is the ground tissue which is found beneath the epidermis. Beneath the epidermis, you can find mesophyll cells. Ground, last year, I think spongy parenchyma, palisade parenchyma. In 10th standard, in the textbook, the figure was there, but you don't have to learn the details of mesophyll cells. So you can find phosphoenol pyruvate. Phosphoenol pyruvate is found in mesophyll cells. So they have shown 2 cells. One is mesophyll cell. Then here they have shown bundle sheath cell. So phosphoenol pyruvate is present in the mesophyll cell. the enzyme responsible for fixing phosphoenol, fixing carbon dioxide is PEP, or PEP gets carboxylated in presence of our phosphoenol pyruvate, will combine with carbon dioxide. So here this carbon dioxide molecule, and or else you can say phosphoenol pyruvate gets carboxylated in presence of the enzyme phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase, or PEPKs. And what is the enzyme which was catalyzing the carboxylation process in C3 pathway?
RUBP carboxylase.
Louder.
RUBP carboxylase.
Or Rubisco. So RUBP carboxylase was the enzyme involved, but here the enzyme involved is PEP carboxylase. Why? Because here Rubisco enzyme, which catalyzed carboxylation in our C3 pathway, is absent here. To be noted, Rubisco is absent. Where? In mesophyll cells. The C4 acid, OAA, oxaloacetic acid, is formed in the mesophyll cells as a result of carboxylation process. The C4 acid is from the first stable compound formed is C4, an organic acid containing 4 carbon atoms, that is oxaloacetic acid. Once again, I'll repeat the points. In C4 pathway, the primary carbon dioxide acceptor is PEP. And this PEP molecule, upon receiving carbon dioxide, they will get carboxylated and forms oxaloacetic acid. As a result of carboxylation of PEP, a 4-carbon organic acid will be formed. You call it as oxaloacetic acid. Okay, and which is the enzyme catalyzing this carboxylation? It is PEPKs, or phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. And to be noted, Rubisco is absent in mesophyll cells. So whatever I told just now, that is taking place in the mesophyll cells. Now moving on to the next slide. Once it is formed, oxaloacetic acid, it is also a 4-carbon organic acid, but later this oxaloacetic acid will form another 4-carbon acids like malic acid or aspartic acid in the mesophyll cells. So first stable compound formed is oxaloacetic acid. Later it can form other 4-carbon organic acids like malic acid or aspartic acid. And once they are formed, it will be transported. As you can see in the picture, it will be transported into bundle sheath cells. So the stages which I told so far, it was taking place in the mesophyll cells. So once malic acid or aspartic acid is formed, this particular acid will be moved or will be transported into bundle sheath cells. From mesophyll cell, they will move to bundle sheath cells. In the bundle sheath cells, now what happens? The C4 acid will not remain as such. Instead, they will break down, forming what? Carbon dioxide. So it's having 4 carbon atoms. It will break down into a carbon dioxide molecule and a C3 acid. Once again, the C4 acid means organic acid having 4 carbon atoms. Once it reaches the bundle sheath cells, will break down. Decarboxylation takes place. Carbon dioxide will be released and C3 acid will be formed. Carbon dioxide plus C3 acid will be formed. Now, what will happen to this? Carbon dioxide will remain there itself, whereas carbon dioxide released in the bundle sheath, they will later enter into Calvin cycle. You know, carbon dioxide is essential for which cycle? I told C3 pathway, even though it is a C4 plant carrying out C4 pathway, they do both. They carry out both. So the carbon dioxide which is liberated, they will enter into Calvin cycle, whereas the C3 acid which is released, they will be moving back to mesophyll cells. In the bundle sheath cell, C4 acids will break down to release carbon dioxide and the 3-carbon molecule. And this 3-carbon molecule will be transported back. The C3 acid will go back to the mesophyll cells. And what will happen there? The C3 acid will be converted to phosphoenol pyruvate again. Once again, I will repeat. Nandana, doubt or somebody is in the waiting room? Doubt only, na?
Doubt, doubt.
We'll repeat it once again. After that, you can clarify your doubt. Okay. So to begin with, I told carboxylation of phosphoenol pyruvate takes place. Okay. It gets carboxylated. On receiving, on combining with carbon dioxide, it gets carboxylated and it is catalyzed by the enzyme PEPKase or phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. And what is formed? It will form a C4 acid or an organic acid containing 4 carbon atoms. What do you call it? Oxaloacetic acid. And later this oxaloacetic acid will form another acids having the same number of carbon atoms, malic acid or aspartic acid. Once these acids are formed, what will happen? They will be transported to where? From the mesophyll cells, it will be transported to bundle sheath cells. It will be from mesophyll cells, the C4 acid will be transported to bundle sheath cells. And once it reaches the C4 acid, it breaks down into what? A C3 acid and carbon dioxide molecule. Since carbon dioxide is liberated in the process, you can call it as decarboxylation, removal of carbon dioxide from the molecule. So this C3 acid, what will happen to that? C3 acid will be transported back to mesophyll cells from where it came, from where the C4 acid came to there, it will be returned back and they will form phosphoenol pyruvate again to continue the process. Whereas the carbon dioxide, what will happen to the carbon dioxide release? They will enter into Calvin cycle for the production of glucose. This carbon dioxide release will enter the C3 pathway or Calvin cycle, and bundle sheath cells are rich in rubisco but lack PEPKase. So that need to be noted. Children, here rubisco is absent, but PEPKase present. But in bundle sheath cells, rubisco present, PEPKase or phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase is absent. Okay, differences can be asked. So rubisco is absent in mesophyll but abundant in bundle sheath cells. PEPKase is abundant in mesophyll cells but absent in bundle sheath cells. The C3 pathway that results in the formation of the sugars is common to both C3 and C4 plants. So we can categorize plants based on these pathways into C3 and C4. But C4 pathways, they carry out both C3 and C4. But when you say C3 plants, they carry out only Calvin cycle, only one pathway, whereas C4 plants will carry out both. So that is why I told you C3 pathway is common to all plants that photosynthesize. C4 plants, they are special. C4 plants are special. Some features of C4 plants, they have special type of leaf anatomy. We learned about that. Kranz anatomy, wreath-like arrangement of bundle sheath cells. They can tolerate high temperatures. They can respond to high light intensities. They can respond to high light intensities. So if they can respond to high light intensities, accordingly, the rate of photosynthesis can also be enhanced. Then they lack photorespiration. Photorespiration we learned, no? Did we learn? No. Okay. So photorespiration, it's the next topic. We'll be discussing about that in detail in our next class. Here, photorespiration will not happen. Don't worry about what is photorespiration. We will learn in the next class in detail. Have greater productivity of biomass, better productivity, better biomass production. So it can be asked, why do you consider C4 plants special when compared to C3 plants? Because they have several advantages. They have got a special type of leaf anatomy known as Kranz anatomy, where large cells, bundle sheath cells, are arranged in several layers around the vascular bundles, and that facilitates the C4 pathway. Then they can respond to high light intensities, they can tolerate high temperatures, productivity is also better, and they lack photorespiration. What is photorespiration? We'll be learning in our next class. Nandana, what is it out?
And how do they get transported from the mesophyll cells to the
See here,
bundle sheath cells?
meta. See, in between the cells, you know that the exchange of materials takes place through certain special channels known as plasmodesmata, which connect two different cells together. So through that, the transport can take place. Okay. So here it is mentioned, there are certain channels which pass through the membrane. So through these membrane channels, these materials get transported. So any doubt? So tomorrow we will begin the class after I have asked questions based on the topics I covered today. Don't come up with any excuse. Okay, I wanted to finish this particular topic. That's why I didn't ask questions in between. But tomorrow, before beginning the topic photorespiration, I'll be asking both Calvin cycle and Hatch and Slack pathway or C4 pathway. Only then we'll proceed. Agreed? Agreed.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.